Nobody saw this coming, not Joe Flacco, not Thompson-Robinson, and definitely not the Browns front office. But from the very first snap of rookie camp, one quarterback stood out. He was turning heads, dropping dimes, and walking like he already owned the huddle. Shedeur Sanders. Yes, that Shedeur, Deion's son, the same kid who electrified college football, transformed Colorado into a media sensation, and played like a seasoned pro in every moment that mattered. This isn't college anymore. This is the NFL. This is Cleveland, a franchise with decades of heartbreak, quarterback bust, and short-lived hope. And somehow, in a room full of seasoned vets and expectations, it's the rookie who's quietly rewriting the script. If you love stories like this, hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more coming. It started with just a few flashes, a perfectly timed throw, a clean read against a disguised coverage. You know, the kind of things rookies rarely pull off in their first week of camp. By day 3, coaches were side-eyeing each other. By day 5, teammates were buzzing. And by day 7, the mood shifted. Joe Flacco, Super Bowl MVP, veteran leader, was suddenly feeling the heat. Because Shedeur wasn't just having a good camp, he was changing the temperature of camp. He wasn't just managing the playbook, he was mastering it, calling audibles with veteran-level confidence, shifting protections like a guy who's been in the league for years. His pocket presence? Unshakable. His decision-making? Precise. Most rookies struggle with timing, panic under pressure, or second-guess their reads. But Shedeur, he was playing with poise, rhythm, and conviction. And you better believe the Browns noticed. Insiders say Shedeur entered camp with something to prove. He felt overlooked, disrespected, labeled as just Deion's son. Too much flash, not enough substance, or so they thought. But what Shedeur brought wasn't noise. It was intent, purpose, focus. He came ready to work. He wasn't chasing headlines. He was chasing greatness. He's even winning over the locker room faster than anyone expected. One defensive vet said, "You can just tell he's not here to play around. He's real." And when the guys on defense respect a rookie QB, that says everything. This isn't hype, it's happening. And if you ask around in Cleveland's training facility, the question isn't if Shedeur will start this season, it's how soon. As the preseason loomed, internal conversations within the Browns coaching staff turned from possibility to inevitability. It wasn't just that Shedeur Sanders was performing well, it was that the offense looked fundamentally better with him under center. Smoother, sharper, more confident, the tempo increased, mistakes decreased. Coach Kevin Stefanski, who had been publicly non-committal, started getting pressed in interviews. When asked if there was a real quarterback competition, he paused longer than usual. "We're evaluating every day," he said carefully. But inside the building, the buzz was undeniable, and it was getting louder. Even the team's social media, always subtle, always calculated, began dropping more clips of Shedeur. Slow-motion spirals, mic'd-up moments, that signature calm stare under pressure. It wasn't just content, it was marketing, and maybe foreshadowing. Joe Flacco, for all his wisdom and arm strength, suddenly looked old. Not washed, but slower, less decisive, less inspiring. And Thompson-Robinson? A promising athlete, yes, but still too raw, still too hesitant. Meanwhile, Shedeur was commanding the field like a silent general. He wasn't yelling, he wasn't showboating, he was just executing. And then came the scrimmage. A full contact, live rep showdown under the lights, coaches watching, fans in the stands, reporters tweeting every snap like it was the Super Bowl. And on that night, Shedeur delivered. 2 touchdown drives, no turnovers, 1 red zone checkdown that drew loud applause, not because it was flashy, but because it was smart. Efficient, veteran-level decision-making. Afterward, the stadium buzzed with a new kind of energy. Shedeur QB1? Fans were tweeting. "Don't sleep on Sanders," one reporter posted. But the moment that truly shifted the landscape wasn't on the field. It was in the locker room. Shedeur walked in after the scrimmage, drenched in sweat, helmet tucked under his arm, and several veteran players stood up. Not to challenge, not to mock, to dap him up. Respect, earned. And for a rookie quarterback in Cleveland, that's monumental. It meant the locker room was buying in. It meant the kid from Colorado wasn't just Deion's son anymore. He was becoming Cleveland's quarterback. As the national buzz picked up, the Browns' internal dynamics began to shift. What had started as quiet admiration for Shedeur Sanders became full-on speculation, not just among fans and analysts, but among the players themselves. Quarterbacks' rooms are sacred, competitive, sure, but built on mutual respect. Still, something had changed. There was a new gravity around Shedeur. Every time he entered the room, it felt like the spotlight followed. Joe Flacco, once the steadying veteran presence, suddenly found himself glancing over his shoulder more. He wasn't just mentoring, he was competing again. And for the first time in years, he didn't look like... Reporters started digging deeper into Shedeur's mechanics, his reads, his leadership style. The conclusions were consistent. This wasn't a rookie learning on the job. This was a quarterback who came prepared to take a job. Analyst segments began showing up on ESPN and NFL Network. Titles like, "The Browns' best QB might be their youngest." "Is Shedeur Sanders already the future in Cleveland?" "Coach Prime's son is cooking in camp." And it's real. And the numbers backed it all up. During scrimmages and preseason practices, Shedeur had the highest completion percentage, the fewest turnovers, and the best red zone efficiency. He was also the most consistent during 2-minute drills, an area that separates contenders from backups. But here's the twist. Shedeur wasn't letting it go to his head. In interviews, he remained stoic. "We've all got something to prove," he said after one practice. "I'm just focused on today." No trash talk, no cocky declarations. Just calm execution and laser focus. This only deepened the contrast between him and the other quarterbacks. While Flacco and Thompson-Robinson seemed stuck in neutral, one due to age, the other due to inconsistency, Shedeur was accelerating. Then came a joint practice with the Philadelphia Eagles. It was supposed to be a test. Philly's defense is no joke. Fast, physical, aggressive. But on that day, Shedeur wasn't rattled. He was surgical. He hit tight windows. He scrambled when necessary. He led a flawless 2-minute drill that ended in a touchdown pass to the back corner of the end zone. Even the Eagles' sideline was impressed. One assistant coach was overheard saying, "That kid ain't just hype, he's got it." And that's when the Browns front office knew. This wasn't just a promising rookie. This was a franchise piece. The preseason finale was more than a game. It was an audition. Cleveland fans packed the stadium, not to see Flacco or DTR, but to see him. The rookie who had turned whispers into headlines. The rookie who might just rewrite the Browns' future. Shedeur Sanders trotted onto the field, helmet in hand, calm as ever. No nerves, no signs of pressure, just focus. From the opening drive, it was clear. This wasn't a kid finding his footing. This was a quarterback staking his claim. He dissected the defense, made pre-snap adjustments like a seasoned vet, and showed poise under pressure that had the entire stadium leaning forward in their seats. On one play, the pocket collapsed early. Most young QBs would panic, not Shedeur. He sidestepped a defender, scanned the field, and rifled a 25-yard dart to the sideline, right between two defenders. First down, the crowd roared. Then came the final drive of the night. With under 2 minutes on the clock and the Browns trailing by 4, the moment couldn't have been scripted better. No timeouts, full field to go, all eyes on Sanders. He completed 4 straight passes, each more difficult than the last. One off his back foot, one across his body, one with a defender draped over his shoulder. And then, with just 11 seconds left on the clock, he dropped back from the 18-yard line, looked off the safety, and launched a laser to the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Game over. Stadium erupting, coaches stunned, teammates swarming him. Even Joe Flacco, ever the pro, had to crack a smile, because the truth was now undeniable. Shedeur Sanders wasn't just competing, he was winning. The next morning, Coach Kevin Stefanski faced the press. For weeks, he danced around the quarterback questions. But now he stood tall and delivered the sentence that would set social media on fire. "We believe Shedeur gives us the best chance to win. He's earned this." And just like that, a new era began in Cleveland. From overlooked rookie to starting quarterback in just one preseason, from Deion Sanders' son to a rising star in his own right, Shedeur had arrived. And the NFL? They weren't ready. Because what just happened in Cleveland wasn't luck, it was inevitable. If you love stories like this, hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more coming.